G'day, thanks for coming to check out the stream here. Going to try and open up some of these Kaladesh packs, and if I get a few people in, we'll do a bit of a MTGO giveaway as well. Nothing exciting, maybe some tickets, a chance for you to enjoy your first Kaladesh pre-release when it comes live on me. Um, Basically, just going to fire at the packs as I am a drafter. It's going to be a quick chat about how I feel about the limited format, what I would take in a draft. Obviously, first impressions with only one pre-release under the bat, but chat is here. Feel free to jump in, give your opinion, let me know what you think of the cards, let me know what you'd take if we open a draft, and see what happens. Fortunately for anyone watching on YouTube, once I upload this, you don't get the chance to obviously jump in the giveaway if it happens, but yeah, enjoy the in the pack opening, and yeah, definitely looking for any feedback and comments. Alright, without further ado, let's make stuff happen. Nice fresh pack, and we'll start from the front. Normally I start the rares, but let's build some tension. So from the top, let's try and get some focus. We've got the Aviary Mechanic. This guy is a 2/2 for 2. Whenever he enters the battlefield, you can return another permanent to its owner's that you control to its owner's hand. Yeah, 2/2s are fine. 2/2s are always just 2/2s. The ability, not going to come in play obviously early game, but if you put him in the late, you have something with a battlefield, yeah, he's going to be fine. As we jump in, failed inspections, a 4-mana counterspell, target spell, draw a card, discard a card, yeah, whatever. This guy I don't think is gonna see much play as we go on. Which way? Just because I'm an idiot. Let's do it upside down. As we go on, we've got the Thriving Rats. This guy belongs to a cycle of cards, one in each colour, where they add energy to your energy pool when they enter the battlefield. When they attack, you can pay energy to get the ability. I found energy was fine. The deck that I played was green-white. It had a bit of an energy sub-theme, and it definitely helped. I don't think it's going to be crucial in every deck, but I believe most drafts are going to have a energy deck, and also just cards that randomly have energy. Hey, Adam Man, how's it going? Heist by Artisan. This is the first Fabricate card we've opened in these packs. Fabricate is a pretty awesome mechanic. I think from what I got a chance to play with it, you do get the choice between adding a +1/+1 counter or putting a servo into play. Both these abilities can be relevant. I think the servo is going to be the most relevant when it does come up in play. Worldfast Monitor. This guy is an artifact. It's a 2/1. You pay red. He gets Menace to end a turn. Artifacts seem to be good. It is the artifact set. I didn't have any artifacts in my pre-release deck that mattered. But hey, let's see what happens. Pressure Point is a reprint. Tap target creature, draw a card. 2 mana, white spell. Really nothing exciting. So we're trying to get the focus a bit. Nice. Pressure Point. There we go. Nothing exciting. Basically, I'm piling at the moment. We've got cards that are, whatever, cards that I'm not going to take, and if I find something powerful that we're likely to take without even thinking, he'll drop down here. Riparian Tiger. We've got a 5 mana 4/4 with trample. When he enters the battlefield, you get 2 energy, and whenever he attacks, you can pay the 2 energy, and he gets +2/+2 till end of turn. Solid card. This is where, when I'm talking, there's going to be energy decks in the format. This is the one that's this card is going to be a important card in that kind of deck, because it's going to be green based. It's going to beat hard. Prophetic Prism. Another reprint. When he enters the battlefield, you draw a card. It's a 2 mana artifact, and you pay 1 and tap it to add 1 mana of any colour to your mana pool. Might help. Brings up an artifact count in a set that matters how many artifacts you have in play. Gearseeker Serpent. What is it? It's a 5/6 for 7, and it costs 1 less for each artifact. So this is a little ability we know, for those of us playing for a long time, we know it as affinity. Costs 1 less for each artifact you control. That, on average, you're going to have a few artifacts in play, so the card's not terrible. I think it'll do a nice bit of damage, and it does have 6 mana, can't be blocked this turn, so again, could come up. I think this is going to be a long board stally format in many cases, so not being blocked by can come up and be relevant. But hey, let's see what happens. Consulate Skygate. It's a 2 mana 0/4 defender reach. I don't think this is going to see much play. At the moment, looking at my cards, Serpent is good. Yeah, definitely can see it being good. Definitely, I think I prefer the Riparian Tiger if we're looking at picking up in a draft. But definitely not going to argue with looking at a Serpent. You're going to want to have some artifacts. You want to be able to put yourself in a place where pushing through is going to win the game for you. Sky Whale. Love the Sky Whale. This is the long-finned Sky Whale. It's a 4 mana 4/3. Can only block creatures with flying, and it has flying itself. I mean, it's a nice evasion ability, but it's nothing. You're not going to really write home about it, I don't think. Tiger's definitely, yeah, definitely. Well, we're pushing through the uncommons now, so we'll see what we can find. What's this guy? I can't get the focus quite right. He's the Restoration Gearsmith. Restoration Gearsmith. When he enters the battlefield, return target artifact or creature from your graveyard to your hand. Gold cards always have their downside when you're looking at a first pick in a draft, but it's a pretty solid card. 3 mana buy something back. Sorry, 3/3 with a buy something back ability, and it does target artifacts, which could matter in this set. I still think we'd look at the gold cards over it. Oh yeah, there you go, Gearsmith combo, there you go. So you can look at picking up these guys as commons a bit later and definitely getting a lot of value when you bring back your great cards from the graveyard. Yeah, not going to argue there. Era of Innovation. When an artifact or artificer, I actually don't know how to say the word, artificer, let's go with that, enters the battlefield under your control, you can pay a mana. If you do, you get 2 energy. You can pay 6 energy to sacrifice him and draw 3 cards. This one I'm skeptical of. As I say in most of the times I'm online, I'm not a massive blue player, so I don't know if this is great. I'm going to put it in the maybe pile for now. And then anything we just looked at gets wrecked by our Mythic Rare that I throw on the table. Let's try not to damage the cards. There we go. It is the Verdurous Gearhawk? Let's go with that's how you say it. So for those who haven't seen it, this is probably one of the better 2 Gearhawks. I think the green one and the red one are the best. This bad boy has trample, it's a 4/4, and when it comes into play you can distribute 4 +1/+1 counters as you see fit among creatures you control. A lot of the time you're just going to slam on here, have an 8/8 trample and win the game. Other times you're going to buff up the rest of your team and go nuts out. Great card. You're going to first pick it every time. You're going to be happy about it. You're going to build into green. So yeah, pack 1. No inventions, but hey, that's going to be the case in every couple of 100 packs that we open. We're not going to see one. Not a terrible pack. You've got 4 cards that you could consider. You've got some cards that you're not going to be sad about if you sit in seats 5 through 8 as well, but yeah, not too bad at all. Nice little first pull. As I say, I believe these 2 are unplayable. Alright, keep going. We'll dive straight into a second pack, because second packs are just as exciting as first packs. We've opened one. Right, we'll open the Angel pack. Alright, again we'll build the tension. We'll start with the commons and build our way towards the rares and whatever else might be exciting in there. So again, we start with a third inspection. I would love anyone to tell me if this is anything more than unplayable. A 4 mana counter spell, draw a card, discard a card. You're just not going to find room for it in 23. Followed shortly by Demolish, destroy target artifact of land. This guy has been seen a lot. It very rarely gets played. There will be people in every playgroup that will see it, take it, play it, and tell you how good they are because they destroyed your one land that time and stopped you from playing your 6-drop on turn 6 or whatever it might be, but it's just not a card that you're going to be happy about taking. what's this guy? This is the ninth Bridge Patrol. Whenever another creature you control leaves the battlefield, you put a 1/1 counter on this bad boy. Now it is a 1/1 for 2, but I think this guy's going to be decent because the white decks do look creature heavy, and there are creatures, especially with your servos around, there's going to be creatures leaving the battlefield a lot. Not top tier, but definitely a card that you can play without feeling bad. What have we got? High Tide Hermit. This guy's a defender. When he enters the battlefield, you get 4 energy. One of the bigger energy cards that you can get, and you can pay 2 energy so that he can attack as if though he didn't have defender. Definitely, yeah. So yeah, I mean, if you're taking the 9th Bridge Patrol, you want it to be built into a deck where things are going to be leave the battlefield a lot. You got your combos with finding and because it is leaves the battlefield, it does work nicely with the mechanic, because he's going to be bouncing crap and bringing stuff up, and even just your random servos that block for chumpy damage and die. It's just going to be nice. Whether you'd first pick it or not, though, Adam, I don't know. I personally probably not, but obviously see what comes in the pack. So your High Tide Hermit, so 2 energy, attack so you don't have defender. He's a 5 mana 4/4. Again, it's fine. You're not going to be overly excited about taking a 5 mana 4/4 early. Fortuitous Find, first black card, 10th pick. Yeah, 10th pick, yeah, you bring him around if you have to take him 10th. Fortuitous Find, choose one or both. Return target artifact creature from your graveyard to your hand, return target creature from your graveyard to your hand. Honestly, most of the times you're just going to choose both. You're going to find artifacts in your graveyard. Black seems to be an artifact heavy mechanic. So you are definitely going to find them. There's always going to be a creature you can bring back. 3 mana's not terrible for that. Yeah, seems fine. Wild Wanderer. When Wild Wanderer enters the battlefield, you may search your library for a basic land, putting it onto the battlefield tapped, and shuffle your library. So it's a 4 mana 3/2 that also has a search associated with it. I don't mind it. 4 mana for a 3/2 is not the worst card that we're going to see in any given deck, and finding a land also helps make sure that you get your 5th and your 6th drop in when you are going big in a green deck. Although in saying that, there are better 4-drops in green. This guy's a nice 3/3 for 4 with Trample and Fabricate. The guy with Trample, this is probably the ones where I think the first choice may even be to put the counter on him. Obviously, I think that, again, as I say, in the first pack, the general idea is going to be that you get the servo, but having extra point on Trample is always a nice thing. But hey, decks, board states, that kind of thing is going to matter. These are my 2 most likely to pick at the moment. Not that I think they're bombs, they're great reasons, but definitely the best of the pack that we've seen so far. The Cobra, the 2/1 Cobra that you can pay green to give him Death Touch. Again, it's fine. It helps with a lot of artifacts strategies. Having a 2/1 that can just block and take out whatever their biggest guy or hold off the big guy from attacking is, hey, it's going to be fine. Yeah, probably not as good as the other green cards though. I don't know. What do you guys think? Would you play it in a deck that wasn't green? Would you do it on a 2/1 that doesn't actually do anything except be a 2/1 for 2? That's the question. As we go on, Windrake. I believe this guy was one of the earlier cards. He was, I don't know if it was alpha beta set, but definitely the first 4 or 5 sets it was present there. So definitely a reprint from long back. A 2 mana 2/3 with flying. Yeah, it's sweet. It's a card that'll do work. It gets evasion. Quite exciting. Only in green. Yeah. So no, definitely not first picking it, but when you already built into green, you see it there. You're not going to be too upset about taking it. That's the Cobra. Moving on to our first vehicle in the pack. Now these, I didn't see as many in my I don't think I actually saw any in my pre-release. No, sorry, I saw 2 in my pre-release pools, but I decided not to play them. I thought we'd be seeing pretty much 1 in every pack, but that doesn't seem to be the case because there are quite a few of them and there are a lot of common. This one is probably one of the better ones. I started my looking at Kaladesh thinking, hey, these vehicles are going to be just wonderful, fantastic, best thing ever. Let's all get vehicles. But then thinking more about it, you're potentially damaging your creature curve. You're looking at reducing the power on board in sometimes. And while they're fine, I don't think I'll be playing as many as I thought in the opening, in the spoiler season, if you will. Could be wrong. Let's go with the 1/1 black guy that Okay, I haven't actually seen that one. So what is it? So when he taps to just strange your opponent, does it say you can just crew it and get some power? That seems pretty good. I think black. I think there were some red cards that had similar when it becomes tapped effects. The idea being that when they crew the guys, they do good stuff. I think Skiff is one of the better common vehicles, and I probably would play it in most decks. Being colourless, I'd consider taking it. Probably not over the Outrider, and obviously looking at our commons going forward, but I would say it's the top 3 of the cards that we've looked at so far. We've got a construct. It is the Iron League Steed. It has haste and fabricate 1. It's a 2/2 for 4. It's fine. You're looking at either a 3/3 haste for 4 or a 2/2 and a 1/1 with haste for 4. Or sorry, 2/2 has haste, the 1/1 obviously doesn't. For 4 mana, which isn't terrible. Being that it's colourless, if you take it early, it leaves you open. Fits into any deck, and it's fine. It's fine. Yep, nobody saw nothing. Moving through our uncommons. First non-basic land. This guy adds 1 to your mana pool, and you can pay 4 to sacrifice the stash and put the top 5 cards of your library into the graveyard. Then you may put an artifact card from your graveyard on top of your library. I don't think it's great. I think maybe if you are heavy artifact, but going on top of your library is just so much worse than going into your hand, in my personal opinion. Could be wrong on this one. This is one that I definitely come back in a couple of weeks and say, hey, it's actually a lot better than you think it is, and I wouldn't argue if anyone had that opinion at the moment. Moving forward, our last uncommon, I believe, Minister of Inquiries. Again, I can't get this focus right. When he enters the battlefield, you get 2 energy. And you can pay 1, target player puts the top 3 cards of their library into his or her graveyard. It's a 1/2 for 1. Milling, as with most limited formats, it's just not going to happen. You might find a very slight case when you're looking for that last creature in blue that you put him in, but you're not going to be happy about it. And finally a rare. Dubious Challenge. Not one I've actually seen. Bear with me a second. So we look at the top 6 cards of your library. Exile up to 2 creature cards from among them. Then shuffle your library. Target opponent may choose one of the exiled cards and put it onto the battlefield under his or her control. You put the rest on the battlefield under your control. So you exile 2 cards. I just need to write this, bear with me. So you exile to 2 cards, your opponent chooses the best one, puts it onto the battlefield, and you put the other one onto the battlefield. So you need to get... So to actually cast this, you need to know that in the top 6 cards you have 2 cards of equal power and a way to stop theirs. Is that what I'm... Is this card playable, guys? I don't think it is. Am I missing something? I think it's just no. So it's okay. So it's going to go in the crappy unplayable pile. And then do we have an invention? We don't. Yeah. Okay. That's I love when they print rares that are just terrible. So looking at the 3 that I've pulled apart, if we're going to pick one, I mean, again, I could have missed something, but I'd say these guys are basically unplayable. These guys are all fine, but not first pick. I mean, you could try and get fancy with the 9th guy. But I'd probably take the Outrider. You could argue for Sky Skiff being colourless. Anybody take anything else first? Just going to quickly log into Moto over here. Rider. Yeah, I think it's pretty... I think it's a pretty clear rider, and from what I've seen, I don't mind being green in this format. Said obviously, I've only had the one tournament with my pre-release deck, which was green-white, and you've got a lot of good. You've got a good ability to curve out. You've got a lot of fabricate guys. You've got a lot of probably need to update. You've got a lot of fabricate guys, and you're going to just get a big board and beat face. It seems pretty solid. Now at this point, let's just jump in. Now my plan was after I open the first 2 packs, I was going to open up a little bit of a giveaway for people on Magic Online. The idea being, when I log in, a chance to get yourself some tickets to look at entering your first Kaladesh pre-release tournament when it does load in a couple of weeks, being 14 tickets as they usually are from what I can see here. So what I'm going to do, I know there's only a handful of people in the chat right now, but that's fine, you've got a better chance to get in, so if you can get on Magic Online, get on Magic Online, and I'm going to fire up a code word. You shoot me a whisper with that code word, and after the next couple of minutes, I'll randomly choose one of the people that whispered. I'll message me on Magic Online, and they'll get the 14 tickets. Let's see what happens. I may not get any entries. I'm just logging in. Bear with me. Technical issues. I'm going to leave it open for 5 minutes, Adam. If I don't get any whispers before that, I'll leave it open a bit longer, but we'll see what happens. Fire it up. How fast is your internet? Oh, really? I didn't know there was that a new beta, or I actually wasn't aware there was anything happening. Just waiting for my Moto is being weird. Oh, okay, just a normal beta. Oh, let's say it's up to you, man. If you wanted to fire it up and if you want to try and get into it while I try loading mine up, because it doesn't seem to want to load. Seems to be slowing faster. Alright, well mine's still not letting me log in. Hey, Lucan, thanks for the follow. Alright, okay, so I'm live on Magic Online. Here's your chance. My Magic Online name, as with everything else, is MP numbers. If you shoot me a whisper with the code word, which, get excited, it is Kaladesh. Nice and simple, mate. Whoever can whisper me or message me on Magic Online with that code word in the next, say, 5 minutes, goes into the entry of chance to win 14 tickets so that they can enjoy their first Kaladesh pre-release on myself. Jump in, go nuts. And I will be right back while I give you that 5 minutes to do that. Typing sideways is not fun. Hey Adam, thanks for the follow. Lucan, mate, you do have to whisper on Magic Online so I can actually do the trade with you. So jump in, get online, log in, and send me the whisper there. I am going to AFK for a few minutes just while you go. I'll give you the guys that time to get it all in. Alright, we've got 2 or 3 minutes left. I've got one entry so far. Only one whisper's come through to me, so if you thought you whispered me but you haven't, just double check you have. Oh no, I just died. Alright, Adam, mate, look, since this is only one entry, I'll wait till you're in so we at least have a one extra chance in there and make it a bit more exciting. If there's anyone else out there, jump in now. Get online. Send me a whisper MP numbers. Code word is on your screen as we speak. We have a guest host with us at the moment because somebody didn't want to stop whinging in the lounge room with Mum, so I thought we'd bring her in here and join in the fun. Now I'm not going to be able to get this camera back where I had it. Oh, I have a second message. Go, we have 2 entries at the moment. Sweet, that would be you. Alright, I'll give it till my clock ticks over the next minute if anyone else wants to get their entry in. I don't know if there's anyone else actually in the stream, but hey, let's see what happens. Then we'll flip a coin or roll a dice or whatever we're going to do to work it out. And then I'll get my camera back, we'll do another pack, and we'll go from there. Oh. Sweet, Peter. Alright, look, we'll keep it open. I probably left it open a little bit for Adam, so I'll leave it open a little bit for you as well, Peter. Pete. MP numbers, that would be me. Make sure you send that code word. If you can't see the code word, you probably need to get your monitor checked. Or whichever device you're currently using, and why won't this work? Just realised I'd killed the mic. I don't know how long I'd killed it for. Sorry about that. Okay, so let's do this. Bam. This is what I'm using to generate. Basically, you get your you put your options in, you hit the random choice, it gives you one. I've used this before. Guarantee um, it is random. There's no dodginess around it. So let's see what happens. Just quickly put this to the top so we can see it. Sorry, I'm not quite as organised here as I could have been. Alright, and bam. And the winner is Adam. Congratulations, Adam. I'll chuck an open trade with you here, and I'll get those cards for you. Alright, let's turn that off. What I'm going to do is every time I hit a follower goal, I'll give away a similar thing. Normally I'd give away packs, but with Kaladesh coming out, I didn't want to bore you guys with EMN packs because everyone's EMN draft enough. Sorry, mate. A bit too slow there. Next time, hey, keep it open. Anyone who's following and in the chat when my next follower goal is hit will be eligible to go into the next draw when it's done. If you want to see that happen, you can follow me. You can. Baby keeps pressing buttons. Sorry about that. Where my next one goes. Adam won. Adam. It's random choice generator. Yeah, there we go. So there was my three, just to make sure it's all legit. I had my 3 entries, hit the random choice button, and Adam won there. Sorry, so I think that's my baby hit my my mic kill button, which I probably shouldn't have close to her. Alright, I'll just quickly do this trade with Adam. Adam was sweet. Mate, if you just grab those 14 tickets, which should be in my trade binder. Oh, let's not look at that, hey. There we go. Alright, while we're doing that, we'll open up our third pack. I'll make the third one the final one just because obviously baby is here. I'll leave the fourth pack to do. I'll do a final EMN pack open and a first Kaladesh pack on my YouTube channel, which is unsurprisingly also at MP Numbers. Feel free to follow along and come visit. Sweet. Submit. Congratulations, Adam. Alright, so far we've picked 2 green cards. Let's see if we can't pick something more exciting. This guy, we just opening Kaladesh packs, been looking at what we're taking if we were first picking. Obviously not available for Moto yet, but we're just kind of seeing what we opened. Managed to open a Gearhulk, found an unplayable rare, and otherwise just looking at cards, seeing what we think about them in terms of limited playability, having a bit of a chat about Kaladesh in general, and you know, just kind of doing that kind of fun stuff. Not a problem, Adam, mate. If you do well, send me some screenshots to one of my Facebooks, my Twitters, something like that, and let me know what how you went with the tournament that I gave you. All right, pack 3 will be my final pack on the stream today. Let's see if we can open a masterpiece. But yeah, I can have a look. I mean, I've only got the 3 pack. I've only got 4 packs, but 3 which are opening. See what we can do. I don't know how long baby's gonna stay calm and not screaming. All you guys' ears don't want to make that too bad for you. Let's jump through this one. We'll see how we feel and go from there. Alrighty, so going from here, we've got the Skyswell Harrier. He's a 3/4 for 5. He has flying. It's pretty staple for a 5-drop in white. I'd be happy with 3/4 for, but I'm not taking it first. Move these guys out of the way. There we go. Blue card, dramatic reversal. Untap all non-land permanents you control. Now the first thing that stood out to me with this one for me, yeah, solid playable definitely. Being basically a limited play with some occasional standards, is that this is just a commander bomb, I believe. Doesn't it just do some kind of infinite mana combo if you have like Isocron Scepter and Soul Ring or whatever? I don't play commander. If you guys do, feel free to use that one. I'm not going to take credit because I'm sure someone else has thought about it. Probably not going to see play in limited. Could be wrong. Let's see. Personally, not a major fan. Definitely not my cup of tea. But hey, Wayward Giant is a 4/5 for 5 with Menace. I do like this one. A 4/5 for 5 is pretty sweet. He's definitely going to be the top end of any red deck that you're playing. Again, not going to take him for. I mean, as with most commons, you're not going to take him first, but you wouldn't be too unhappy to put him in your pile. Wrong way. So potentially cards that we'd take at one point, cards that I'm probably not going to take, and then good cards that we're likely to take. I've got a little wiggly worm on my lap. Tasseled Dromedary. This one's getting a lot of laughs out in the world just because it is a 0/4 camel. Camel seem to be fun. We're going to Egypt next year, so that's probably going to have some luck there. Probably unplayable. We've seen this one before. The Wild Wanderer, 3/2 for 4. It does fetch a land. As I said before, I don't mind it. I think it's going to do some nice stuff as we go. Hopefully we'll find something better, but at the moment, that would be my pick. The Glintstone Vasen. This guy was in my pre-release pool, was one of my favourite cards to draw. You drop him on turn 3, you get a 2/2, you get a servo, and I even experimented by sometimes putting the counter on him, which worked just as well in most games. I think the decision between these two, like if we're looking at this just being our pack, it would be depending on colour power, but I think they're both fine cards that you could take. Not first, but you take them and again wouldn't be too happy. What's this guy? Eager Construct. He enters the battlefield and lets both players scry. Sorry, sweet, I didn't notice anyone having issues. Eager Construct's 2/2. Yeah, he's not great. I think letting your opponent scry is probably worse than no one scrying. 2/2 servo. With servo, yeah, definitely a strong guy. Is it, what's going on, Sweet? Is it just buffering occasionally, or is it just really laggy, or what's up? What do we got? Dakara Peafowl, so it's a 2/4, and he paid blue to give him flying until end of turn. That's a 4 mana 2/4. Again, not exciting. It's a card you could play, but yeah. Puzzle. This is our first puzzle knot we've opened. Awesome, Sweet. Sorry, it must be your end, Sweet. As we go, so we've got this is the black puzzle knot. So he enters the battlefield for 2, and you draw a card, you lose a life. That's not a terrible card for 2 mana. Yes, hello, we are talking. You can also pay 2 mana, sacrifice the puzzle knot, and draw a card and lose a life. This thing seems fine. I'd probably put in any black deck that I'm going to play because, again, black does seem to have an artifacts on board. You've got the guy that has, I believe, has menace if you have artifacts. You've got the bat who does stuff if you have artifacts, and I think it's probably the most artifact efficient colour as well as red. Another vehicle. This guy's an uncommon vehicle. So he can't be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less, and he has a crew 5 for a 10/7. Probably one of the more unplayable vehicles. No, first time I've actually seen this one, to be honest. I don't know. Yes, bless you. I don't know if we would be happy to take this one. Has anyone had a chance to play this? Anyone have any thoughts on this bad boy? But they want to decide, so everything's play with the right cards. So yeah, you're not. I'll put it to the side. We'll see what everyone else thinks about that one. I don't think I like it. I could be wrong. The ability can't be blocked can definitely matter. Obviously, with servos everywhere, it means that your servos are basically not going to be able to get in the way of it. But getting 5 power into it for 10 power, yeah, crew 5. Yeah, I think crew 3 would be the top end of my crew abilities, unless you're doing something crazy, because to be able to attack, you're taking 5 power out, which would likely be at least 2 to 3 creatures. And that's where I'm like, yeah. Use the 6/1 vehicle to crew the 10/7. Yeah, I guess that's going to come down to your opponent's board, because doesn't the 6-1 have trample, or am I thinking of the 6-3? Definitely, I think vehicles are something that we're going to have to kind of watch this space. I know there's a lot, watching the usual pro chat, there's definitely a lot of negativity and a little bit of positivity. But I think this will be a watch this space, see how the drafts develop and where the line is. Moving forward, another uncommon shrewd negotiation. Exchange control of target creature you control and target artifact or creature you don't control. Um, Not terrible. I think this could be interesting. This would be one of those fun cards that you sometimes really get them with, and other times, you can give them a servo and take their best creature. Like you could swap a servo for a Gearhulk, which could definitely be relevant. But you are looking at 5 mana to do that. I don't think it's going to come up that often, but I think this is more of a fun card than a good card. Again, as with anything I say, I could be wrong. I'm just a guy. I don't know everything. Aether Hub. Aether Hub looks sweet. It's a land, gives you energy. You can add it for colorless, or you can pay your 1 energy to get a mana of any color. It's basically going to fix as long as you got a couple of it. Fix anything as long as you got a couple of energy things in there. I would probably look at 2 of these to go to a 3-color deck, where if you've watched any of my drafts, I do try and avoid 3-color decks unless it's actively built into the set. But yeah, seems fine. I mean, you could look at first picking. I don't think I'd argue with anyone who first picked it. Probably not as good as just taking a decent creature, but hey. And our rare. Again, haven't seen too many of the rares. This is Kembal. He's the Console of Allocation. Whenever an opponent casts a non-creature spell, that player loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. It's a 2/3 for 3. It is fine. It's a gold card, so it has that drawback in any first pick that you're looking at. I don't think it's powerful enough to get over the gold rule. Non-creature spells, obviously if we're looking at a draft environment, majority of the spells are going to be creatures, so the ability is not going to come up as often. It's probably going to nag you, 2 to 4 life on a good day. I probably wouldn't take it, but I might if I was already 3 or 4 picks in, deep in white or deep in black. I could consider it as a card I'd take. And do we have a masterpiece? We do not have a masterpiece. We have a foil filigree familiar. Try saying that 3 times fast. This is one of the better artifact creatures, I believe. When he enters the battlefield, you gain 2 life, and when he leaves, you draw a card. This guy's pretty sweet. This probably becomes my first pick so far. And then we have Swamp and Servo. So, no masterpieces in those 3 packs. What do we think? So I mean, we could probably knock this guy out. We're not taking that. First pickable in a weak pack. That's the familiar. I'd probably agree there. I wouldn't mind playing it. You're looking at the positives being that you can obviously keep your colours open. You're not locking into anything, and a couple extra life and a free card when it becomes a inevitable roadblock. I'm not too upset with that. Obviously, you'd prefer to open a Gearhulk, but you don't always open Gearhulks, unfortunately. I think I'm taking. Oh, and she's touching buttons again. I think if I open this pack in a draft at this point, I'd take the familiar. We'd probably. I consider the artisan being that. From what I've seen, I like white. White seems to be one of the better colours for just a creature-based limited deck, in my personal opinion. And Aether Hub, good to splash, good to have some mana fixing there, because energy just kind of seems to be around. I don't think, again, you're not taking the camel, you're not taking the dramatic reversal. The gold card again. The gold card's fine, but I'm probably not taking it first. And other than that, yeah, just a bunch of random cards. Any other thoughts on what we'd take first? Stop pressing buttons. Either it's a no or I've got lag. Take the familiar, yeah. I think the familiar's right, and I mean the good news is you're not locking into anything. Artifacts will go anywhere. Obviously, there are some decks which prefer artifacts, but you're happy to have a 2/2 for 3 with upside. Pretty much any deck you're going to play. Alright guys, look, that'll be me for today. I have to go be dad now. So what I'm going to do at this point, as I mentioned before, if you've been hanging around for a bit, I'm going to be doing a YouTube video shortly where I do my last EMN pack opening and my first, besides these ones. Sorry, sweet. So the way I do my giveaways is whenever I hit my follow goal, which was 20, I hit it over the weekend, I'm just going to do a giveaway to somebody in the chat. Usually it will just be to draft, so usually 3 packs and 2 tickets, but I didn't want to just give away a EMN packs with Kaladesh coming up shortly, so I just gave away the 14 tickets that you'd normally, you'd take to, you need to do the draft. So if you are following and you hang around when I do get close to my next one, which I'm unsure if I'm going to do 30, 40, 50, see how I go with how popular I can get. I'd recommend, if you are definitely interested in the giveaways, keep an eye on Twitter and Facebook. Facebook at MP Numbers and Twitter at numbers_MTG, because I like to get online and announce that I'll be online, and especially when I'm about to do the giveaways, I'll say, hey look, I'm getting close to my giveaways, follow me. That's pretty much the nuts and bolts of it. Yeah, that's pretty much nuts and bolts of it. But yeah, so follow me online. Like I said, I'll be YouTubing those packs, those pack openings. I've still got about 8 or 9 EMN packs to burn through, so I'll be doing some drafts over the next couple of weeks before Kaladesh goes live on Moto, and then as soon as Kaladesh goes live on Moto, I'll be drafting, sealing, depending on time and funds. That's pretty much it. I'll go, I think prize, the only money card we got was the Gear Hulk. These were all prize packs, so I'm no money down. I ended up 3-1ing my pre-release. Got my 6 packs, so 2 packs per win. Gave one to the kid I bet in the first round because he was only pretty new and I don't think he'd be winning many packs anyway. And then I chucked one aside for my future Chaos draft, so I like to do when I get my 24 packs up. Alright guys, thanks for... Yep. Lala says bye. I'm going to drop out at this point. Thanks for hanging out. Congrats again. Adam, mate, if you open anything good with those tickets, let me know. Shoot me a screenshot on Twitter, on Facebook, wherever you feel like doing all that fun stuff. And obviously feel free to follow, like, subscribe, friend me on Moto, and yeah, thanks for hanging out. Have a good day.